When we start discussing about the nature and the scope of political theory, the primary questions emerge is that what is political? So let's understand first what is political if we want to understand what is political theory. When an organization is designed to regulate the whole community, it takes the character of polity. Therefore, polity denotes an organization where rules are made and decisions are taken for the whole community. An authority is exercised over each member of the community. Right? The term political refers to something that is political or public as distinguished from private or something applicable to a limited number of persons. Therefore, polity or the state enjoy a unique position among social institutions. It is so important that Aristotle, who was an ancient Greek philosopher, described man by nature of political animal. So, living in a state was so natural for a person that he who lived outside the state or who did not need a state was either a beast or an angel. Therefore, the term polity, politics, and political are derived from the Greek word polis, which denoted ancient Greek city-state. The Greek city-states were relatively small countries which were separated from each other by geographical barriers like forests, mountains, and seas. Each city-states had evolved a compact social life and culture where all institutions and activities were knit together. Therefore, institutions and activities which were aimed at securing good life for the community were regarded to be the part of polities. And today, we draw a distinction between public and private spheres of human life and confine the usage of term politics to the institutions and activities falling in the public sphere. Right? So, after understanding about what is political, what is polity, or what is politics, now we will come to the point on scope of political theory because this class is about scope and nature of political theory. So when we discuss about the nature and scope of political theory, it is very basic to first understood what is political and also what is politics, and you are the first year students, so it may be possible that sometimes students get confused between the what is politics and what is political. Therefore, we discuss about the evolution of politics and the political and how politics and politicals are different to each other. Now, after getting to the point of understand the political or the politics, we will discuss about the scope of political theory. As you can see in your slide that after identifying the nature and scope of the political, as we discussed in our previous slide, we are now ready to understand the nature of political theory, right? The term theory, understand this very carefully. The term theory stands for a systematic knowledge. You know, thus the political theory. Because first we have to understand what is the definition of theory. So as we can see in the slide, it has categorized it that the theory stands for a systematic knowledge. Anything, whatever theory has propagated by any philosophers, other scholars, they have some kind of systematic understanding or idea, and then they formulate their ideas or knowledge. Therefore, the theory stands for a systematic knowledge. And political theory therefore denotes the systematic knowledge of political phenomena. Right? Any activities, any events which are happening in an institution or in a state related to political field can be considered political theory. Okay, so political theory denotes the systematic knowledge of political phenomena. When we broadly speak or discuss about that, what is political theory, then the political theory generally is concerned with three types of statements, right? Here is three types of statement as written in your slides. First one is empirical statement, second one is logical statement, and generally third one which we discuss about the evaluative statement, right? Now first we have to understand what is empirical statement when going to understand what is political theory, because political theory is generally concerned with three types of statement. Now let's move on the empirical statement. Empirical statement is based on the observation through sense experiences, right? Empirical statement says any knowledge, any idea, whatever we are realizing in society through our observation, through our sense experiences, that can be considered in political theory. And that idea, that statement can be drawn from our empirical experiences, right? So that is the first types of statement on the characteristics of the political theory, right? Second one. Second characteristics of the political theory is the logical statement. Now, what is logical statement? Here, logical statements denotes is based on your reason. It means generally here the example is also given that 2 plus 2 is 4. That is a logical conclusion, right? In math, we generally do not draw any different answer if calculating 2 plus 2 equal to 5, right? If we go through our sense observations, by reasoning, by logic, we will find always that 2 plus 2 would be 4, counted as a 4. So in political theory, it is said that when we discuss about the political theory, when we discuss about the characteristics of the political theory, we have to have understand the empirical understanding, the logical, statement. Therefore, we generally discuss about political theory. So we discuss about what is empirical statement and what is logical statement has been drawn or discussed in theorizing political phenomena. Right? Third one is the evaluative statement. What is evaluative statement? It is based on value judgment. Value means the social norms, the values by our upbringing we generally got from our family, from our society, or either sometimes also some norms developed or imposed by our state machinery. So as we can say that in political theory, evaluative statement also very important actor in understanding what is political theory. So men are born free and equal. It is basic value. Generally, we have to understand that every man in the society are born free and equal. So there should not be discrimination between them on the basis of caste, religion, gender, and other such kind of existing asymmetrical kind of ideas in our society. Right? And that is the political theory. When we discuss what is political theory, the political theory generally denotes by three types of statement. The first, empirical statement, second one is logical statement, and third one is evaluative statement. Right? In political theory, because the sometimes students also get confused what is political theory, so generally as a simplest give answer that political theory is the combinations of political science and political philosophy, where political science is related to the empirical statement and logical statement, whereas political philosophy is related or we generally associate it with the evaluative statement, right? Because the political science generally after the post-revolutions, post-behavioral revolutions emergence in the society after the 20th century, we started to discuss that we also should apply some applied science so that we can also resolve the social problems of our society in political field, right? So therefore, in political theory, we discuss about that generally empirical statement, logical statement, and evaluative statement kind of understanding we discuss in this our lecture. It is argued that the correct observations and correct reasoning by different persons would lead to the similar conclusion. Hence, empirical and logical statements are capable of verification. Right? On the other hand, it is alleged that evaluative statements are based on individual or group preferences, which differ from individual to individual or group to group. There is no reliable method of determining what is right or wrong, good or bad. One cannot scientifically discover the purpose of the universal or the human life, right? In any case, political theory cannot be confined to the so-called scientific knowledge. It is equally concerned with determining values which comes within the scope of political philosophy. So, So after completion, the nature and scope of political theory and understanding about what is political theory. Now we will discuss about the nature of political science, because in my previous slide we generally discuss about the what is political theory, and I discuss with you that political theory generally is the combination of political science and political philosophy. It is a debate. Generally, we also have some kind of debate between facts and values. But in political theory, we do equal importance to facts and also to the values of our society. So now we will discuss about the nature of political science. In consonance with the requirement of scientific method, political science proceeds by the following steps. First one is observation. Observations is relies on six experiences, right? Observations relies on sense experience alone and rules out supernatural or metaphysical causation, right? Because it is beyond our sense experience, right? Second, the nature of political science, characteristics of political science is the generalizations. Generally, political science relies also on the method of generalization. And generalization is based on observation of regularities leading to establishing a relation and correlation between different factors or variables. This may either be obtained by the inductive method, which is proceeding from particular to general and arriving at a general rule after observing similarities in a particular cases, or by the deductive method, proceeding from general to particular, right? Third, specific characteristics of the nature of political science is the explanation, which consists in giving reasons for the general rule, for without such reasoning, any observations of correlation might be a mere coincidence, right? An explanation alone will make particular events, situations, or tendencies meaningful. Last one, the characteristics of the nature of political science is predictions and prescriptions. Predictions and prescriptions so that in the light of known facts and general rules, their possible outcome could be known, and measures for achieving such objectives as higher efficiency, stability, satisfaction, and so on. After understanding the nature of political science, now it is also equally important to understand the nature of political philosophy, because without the political philosophy, political theory cannot be completed. Either same way, we can also say without political science and with only acceptance of political philosophy, political theory cannot be understood as a subject of political science, right? So we have to also understand the nature of political philosophy. Political philosophy sometimes alleges that it deals with the real, while political philosophy deals with the ideal kind of situation, right? The debate always takes place between political science and political philosophy, right? The political science discuss or deals with the real events, right? Whereas political philosophy deals with the ideal kind of situations or the events. According to this viewpoint, political science inquires into what men and women actually do in a political situation, while political philosophy tries to determine what they ought to do in keeping with the ultimate good or purpose of human life. As one political scientist, Raphael R. Raphael has pointed out that political philosophy is the clarification of concepts, right? And also he has pointed out that many of these concepts, such as the concepts of society, authorities, social class, justice, liberties, and democracy, are not only highly general but also in value in their nature. The clarification of such concepts involves three related purposes. First one is analysis, second one is synthesis, and third one is improvement of concepts. Analysis of a concept involves specifying its elements, often by way of definition, such as defining sovereignty as a supreme legal authority. Synthesis of concepts implies showing the logical relationship between two concepts, such as showing that the concept of a right involves that of an obligation. Improvement of a concept implies recommending a definition or use that will assist clarity or coherence, such as recommending that the concept of sovereignty should be applied only to the legal authority of a state and not to its coercive power. Right? So, in our next lecture, we will discuss about the relevance of political theory and also what is the reason behind decline of political theory. Right? So, thank you.